Listen, I'm just going to start with this part. I can't remember a time where I've been as Game of Thrones season 5, episode 8, HardHome. All that really matters in this episode, first of all, I'll just go through the other stuff so I can get through this right quick. Khaleesi and Tyrion have like this sparring match conversation where, they arrive. Tyrion advises against keeping old Paul Walker around. She banishes him from the city. Tyrion and her chop it up over a drink. And she was like, I'm not going to kill you. I need you to advise me. So anyway, Tyrion is like, he was like, well, what do you want? She was like, I want to, the Iron Throne. He was like, maybe you don't even need that. She's like, what you mean? He was like, it's, you're doing good enough liberating people as it is here. Maybe this is what you should do. And, and she was like, nah, I want it all. Brand new socks and drawers. And so, they left it at that. But I think, Tyrion keeps surviving, man. He keeps surviving. Meanwhile, old Paul Walker went back to the slave catcher that caught him. And he wants to fight for the queen. He's got it bad. Cersei's in bad shape. She keep getting slapped. She won't kneel. I think it's funny. Her uncle came in. A guy came in saying that her uncle wanted to see her. Or no, that her uncle was here and that he didn't want to see her. Arya's all smiley. Jesus, medieval Jesus is dropping knowledge on her. He gave her a mission. Sansa asked Theon, why did you come? Why did you do it? Why did you kill? He confesses that he didn't kill Bran and everybody, that it was the 2 farm boys, which is still awful, but Sansa still, now she knows that her peeps are still alive. Roose and Ramsay, they talk about, Ramsay says, listen, Roose is telling them basically, snow's too far, we can't do, snow's too deep, we can't cut out like we want to. Damn, man, why does this keep doing this? We can't, Ramsay, he was like, we can't send the army out there. Ramsay's like, I don't need an army, just give me 20 good men and we can get the job done. I believe him. He's a crazy MF. Tyrion and Khaleesi, they have the conversation, yada, yada, yada. Sam is being doctored up by an old girl, and then the little guy comes in there and he was like, yo, do you really believe that John's going to fool with them wildlings? And he tells him why. So John gets there to talk to the wildlings. It's tense at first. They're met as soon as they get off the boat by one of the old school cats. I don't even know if he's old school, but by one of the cats off the He's got a mask of bones on, and he says something out the way to the ginger, to the ginger wildling, and he beats him to death right there. And he was like, "Yo, what'd he say?" He said, "Go get the elders and let's talk." So they get inside and they talk a little bit more. Stuff is tense, but the other dude, the Scar Hellraiser looking dude, he's like, listen, all they gonna do is kill you as soon as you get on that boat. They're gonna slit your throats, but whatever. So these MFs come outside and all of a sudden they hear like an avalanche. And then they like, no, lock the gates. So they lock a lot of people outside the gates. And first I thought it was the skeletons that tried to get Bran and all, and the people that were with him. And I don't know, man. And so anyway, they turned into the freaking Winter Walkers. The White Walkers. Excuse me, Lex. With your proper self. Every time I say Hey, I told her, I said, listen, I said, are the White Walkers, I said, is the winter coming? Are they walking? Well, then White Walkers is not a bad thing to call them. Even though I'm wrong, so what? But, humor me. Yo, this entire sequence was terrible. It was overwhelming because they just kept coming, much like not Dragon Ball Z, but what's the World War Z with Brad Pitt? How those zombies were fast. They just kept coming. And those wildlings, man, all they do is fight, man. These dudes are. So it gets one time, and then they look up to the hills and they see like 4 horsemen, leaders, and then one of them comes down, and John, they got the giant fighting people off, and then John tries to he walks in there with the Hellraiser dude who comes in like the little barn, the little covering it has. He was like, yo, get the dragon glass. I'll fight this dude off immediately. He was like, Pateen. White Walker dude was like, he shattered his thing, stabbed him. Then he commenced to beat the hell out of John until John found another knife. And John found that when he hit his knife with that dude, it didn't shatter. So John got the confidence, and then he shattered the dude. When he walked in, the barn was on fire. When he walked in, the fire just stopped. The White Walker. Listen, what followed was just, I was scared. I was watching this thing terrified of what was going to happen next. I don't know if I've had a moment like that in movies in a long time. I mean, I was gutted after the wedding, the red wedding, and Ned, but this. So anyway, finally John and them, they're like, yo, we got to go. And they get on a little boat, and one of the White Walker leaders, he got little White Walker cornrows right here. He got those. He just looks at John and him, and it's silence. And so him and John are looking at each other. And then he just because you don't know what's going to happen. I think that's what was terrifying about it. So he just does this and raises all the dead that they just killed. So now he's like doubled his army, maybe not double, but he's gained, that many more soldiers, because after they're dead, they become one of, this shit is crazy. Woo. Like, I couldn't breathe because I was like, what is going to happen? Like, what's the next thing? This shit is crazy. Oh, man. So anyway, they raise the dead. You don't know if he's going to push them out to try and get John, but John's looking all defeated. Yo, Game of Thrones, baby. It's getting crazy. Hey, Lex, you told me to hold my breath the rest of the way.